Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video recapping week 9. We go off with our Friday. We got 2 games on tap. Let's go check them out. Let's get things started in the Quad Cities. Tulsa taking on the Steamwheelers. We're going to start the scoring off with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Kevon Rudd. 7-0 Steamwheelers. 3rd and 12, and we have some improvisation for TJ Edwards as he's going to get out of the pocket in between defenders and in. They miss the extra point, 7-6. 3rd and goal, it's an RPO keeper up the middle goes Demery Croft. These teams just want to score only on 3rd downs, and here's nothing different. This can be Sheldon Augustine over the boards, 28-yard touchdown. To the second quarter we go, 1-point lead for Quad City. Demery Croft's going to take it himself, and he gets that ball across the goal line as they extend their lead to 8. Is it a 3rd down? Well, you know what that means. That's right, it's a Quad City sack. Keyshawn Moore is going to get after TJ Edwards, and there could be a penalty there, but not called. Final play of the first half is a tush-push TJ Edwards in, 21-19. 3rd down and 5, that means one of 2 things, and it's going to be the second thing. It's going to be Edwards getting pressured, Kadir Shepard bringing him down, 2nd sack for the Steamwheelers tonight. Swinging momentum, here we go, under 12 to play in the 3rd quarter. Croft sends his men in motion, keeps the RPO handoff, and then he is going to have the ball ripped out of his arms by Trey Harvey. The Oilers recover on Quad City side of the field. 2nd and goal here, Edwards sends his men in motion. He's going to find Jerminic Smith for the 7-yard touchdown. Steamwheelers trailing by 5, but Demery Croft is going to make that a change right here as he goes up the middle, shakes a tackle, and dives into the end zone for 6. 4th and 11, 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. It's going to be Rio Ramirez from 29 yards out as the Oilers take a 1-point lead, 29-28. 4th and goal for the Oilers. It's going to be Edwards to Blackman. He crosses the goal line. He's deemed in, touchdown. Quad City will score, though. They don't get the 2-point conversion. Oilers run out the clock, 36-34. Tulsa wins it. Head now to the Bay Area where the Sugar Skulls and Panthers are playing. It's going to be Josh Jones, left side, completely untouched. 15-yard touchdown rush, 7-0. Sugar Skulls will respond, however. It's going to be kind of a triple option, but James Williams up the middle for 6 points from 6 yards. From midfield, and Josh Jones said, hey, I like scoring the first time, let's do it again. And that's exactly what he does. 25 yards out, and whoa, careful pushing him into the boards like that. Under 2 minutes, 4th and goal, Josh Jones on a motion pitch out to the left side. Josh Tomas goes in. Tucson will respond, though. It's a motion handoff. Devontae Saplinch shakes a tackle and gets in for 6 points himself. 11 minutes to play in the first half. It's going to be Josh Jones airing this out from 26 yards. And look at the adjustment that Trayvon Alexander has to make for this touchdown catch. 3rd and 8 for the Sugar Skulls, trying to make this a 1-possession game again, but it's going to be Jonathan Ross saying, nope, you're going down for a sack, buddy. I swear, I have seen Tyrese Chambers make a touchdown catch on this left side of the end zone so many times. This one no different. 30-yard bomb from Josh Jones. Under 6 to play in the first half. It's going to be Jorge Reyna getting pressured, almost gets sacked, shakes free. He's going to just try and throw this away, but Tyler Watson says, is this seat taken? Because I've got a pick. 3rd and 11 for the Bay Area Panthers. This is going to be picked off by Brian Murray. Now, the interception stands, but the pick 6 doesn't. Under 2.5 to play in the first half. Jorge Reyna takes the snap. He's going to roll to his right. He sees no one open. He's going to take off. He's going to dodge, duck, he's going to dip, and he's going to dive, and he's going to dodge one more time as he gets into the end zone. Under the 1-minute warning, 4th and 5, Bay Area going to go for it, and Josh Jones is going down with a sack. 4th and goal for the Sugar Skulls. Jorge Reyna again throwing a tunnel screen. It's going to be tipped by himself. Trip Harrington across the goal line and in. And any momentum that Tucson had getting this back to a 7-point game is just completely wiped out with this. Josh Tomas, end zone to end zone. He takes the kick return all the way back for 6. However, Tucson will salvage some points right before the half. Kevin Macias with a 45-yard field goal. Double doink. Tucson, though, still working hard as Jorge Reyna is going to fake the handoff and take this in for 6 points. Up by 4 and going to extend their lead. Josh Jones says, I'm going to take this for my 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, 47-36. Getting late into the 3rd quarter now. Reyna from midfield. He's going to heave this towards the goal line. It is going to be caught by Drew Dixon as he goes over the wall. He reaches up. It's a touchdown. Start of the 4th quarter here. It's just going to be a straight handoff to Josh Tomas as he takes it to the right side, breaks the tackles, gets in for the score. Under 10 to play, first and goal for the Sugar Skulls, handoff left side, Jameis Williams takes us in from 2 yards out, 51-54. Hey, do you remember me telling you about Tyrese Chambers catching touchdowns on the left side of the end zone? Here's a 32-yard bomb to him as he catches yet another one of them. It's going to be 61-51. Second and goal, trying to make this a 3-point game again. The ball is going to be fumbled on the handoff, recovered by Bay Area. Third and goal from the 10-yard line is going to be an RPO keeper. Josh Jones left side takes it in for his 4th rushing touchdown of the night. Just above the 1-minute warning, it's a 17-point game. Reyna drops back. He gets sacked once again. And they might not pull out the victory with a 17-point deficit, but Jorge Reyna is going to heave this ball deep, and Jerome Buckner is going to high point it and come down with a 36-yard touchdown, 68-57. All right, so we've seen the highlights. We've seen kind of how things have gone. If you've watched the full game, even more power to you. So let's recap it and talk about it a little bit. Game flow, stats, all of that kind of stuff. So stats over the face, let's get into it. We have a 36-34 victory, Tulsa over Quad City. They go on the road and beat, at the time, the number 1 team in the East. The passing game and rushing game for both sides, defense has stepped up. We'll say that in this game. The defense has actually really stepped up. Now, you wouldn't necessarily tell by the first quarter, as both teams combined for 27 points. You figured this would be a nice back-and-forth affair, but then the defenses really started coming to life. Talk about our game leaders for both teams. TJ Edwards, 10 of 19, 95 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Demery Croft, 8 of 12, 59 yards. He completed quite a few passes, just not for a lot of yards. 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Edwards, your leading rusher, 17 carries, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. Demery Croft, 17 carries, 61 yards, 3 touchdowns. Receiving leaders, Sheldon Juju Augustine, 3 catches, 44 yards, 1 touchdown. And Jared Ware, your running back, 4 catches, 28 yards for the Steamwheelers. And, I say this from time to time. I try and take stats with integrity, but you can also make stats stay whatever you want, really, when you talk about it. And with the Indoor Football League stats, you really take it with a grain of salt with the way that AI is kind of making these statistics go. So taking a look at our team stats on the right side, and again, I'm not saying it's inaccurate or anything like that. It could be 100% accurate. That's just something you have to kind of look out for. Taking a look at the team stats, though, both teams 15 first downs. Quad City had 7 third downs, completed only 3 of them, and 0 for 2 on 4th down, so they just couldn't necessarily move the chains when it mattered. Tulsa under 500 as well on third downs, but again, 11 third downs. They almost completed half of them, 1 for 1 on 4th down, so maybe that you can count that as another third down, quote-unquote, conversion. Total yards favored the Steamwheelers, not by much though. Just not a lot of yards offensively, it seems. Like, it looks like a lot, but it's tough. Passing 95 yards to 59. So again, that defense of Tulsa really got after the passing game. Not a lot of passing yards for the Steamwheelers, but 8 for 12. At least that's something to be proud of, in a sense of you were pretty accurate, all things considered. Rushing did favor the Steamwheelers, though, 129 yards on 29 attempts. So Steamwheelers able to run the ball really, really well. They just couldn't get it done. Field goals, 1 for 4 for Tulsa and 0 for 2 for Quad City. And our penalties, not a lot of penalties, not a lot of turnovers. A pretty clean game, all things considered. And something I do want to kind of touch on, I think part of it was at the end of the first half, TJ Edwards scores a touchdown, and then partway through the third quarter, Tulsa comes out and scores a Germanic Smith touchdown. So going back-to-back like that is kind of what put Tulsa over the edge to just kind of maintain. Now, Quad City did come back and take the lead. Quad City and Tulsa kind of went back and forth when it came to that. But Cole Blackman with kind of the game-sealing touchdown there midway through the fourth quarter and making it 36-28. Now, we'll never know. We will never know what happened when the game crashed, when the feed crashed. The stats show it was a Jordan Vesey 7-yard touchdown, but we will never know. But ultimately, Tulsa played a really good game. Quad City did too. The defenses stepped up. I think looking at the stats, counting it all up, I think there was about nine tackles for a loss between the two teams. Quite a few pass breakups as well, so both defenses were on it. So I want to give kudos where that's due. Both defenses played really well, considering I thought we were going to be in a barn burner, 14-13 at the end of the first quarter. So, and they scored pretty quick too. I mean, Kevon Rudd had that touchdown pretty quick. Tulsa scored right back, and then again, it just kind of a little back and forth until things really started coming into place. So with that, let's go take a look at our second recap and our bets, and we'll get out of here. We have a 68-57 victory in favor of the Bay Area Panthers at home. A really good game between both teams. And like I said, it was just one of those things where Tucson made it close. And like I said, we'll talk about it here in a second. But Tucson made it close. They just couldn't get over the hump. So we'll touch on that here in a minute. Let's talk about our game leaders first. Jorge Reyna, 10 of 20, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Reyna's your leading rusher, 9 carries, 72 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Really nice day for him running the ball. Jerome Buckner, your leading receiver, 4 catches, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown. So Buckner was kind of your go-to receiver, all things considered. When you look at the 10 of 20 passing and 127 yards, like half and half almost. Josh Jones, 7 of 13, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Accurate a little bit, but both guys throwing the ball left a little bit to be desired. Josh Tomas, I was about to say the wide receiver, but they don't have a running back. So Tomas, your leading rusher, 10 carries, 81 yards, 1 touchdown. And Tyrese Chambers, your leading receiver, 4 catches, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Taking a look at the team stats, and this is where I think Tucson just couldn't get out of their way. 1 of 7 on third downs, but really good on fourth downs. Both teams were 3 for 4 and 2 for 3 for Bay Area. But Bay Area themselves, 3 of 8 on third downs. Just turnover on downs, turnovers, sacks, whatever the case could be. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. Total yards favor the Panthers. Both teams roughly similar when it comes to passing. Both teams threw an interception. Tucson had an extra fumble. Rushing favored the Panthers. But again, kudos to Jorge Reyna for 72 yards rushing. 1 for 1 on field goals for Kevin Macias, but all in all, and penalties as well. I mean, kind of favored maybe a little home cooking, but I'm not going to blame the refs or anything like that. Like I talked about and wanted to touch on, this is just one of these games where Tucson made it close. They just couldn't get the stops or move the chains enough to get over that hump. And that's happened quite a bit, not to Tucson exclusively, but other teams in the league as well. It seems like for some of these games that these teams have throughout the Indoor Football League season this year, there are some games where Tucson or whoever could get within a score or get within like maybe even less than a touchdown. There was sometime in the fourth quarter, Jameis Williams had a touchdown rush that made it 54-51. And you're wondering, is there a way that Tucson can get a stop here? Well, then no, because Tyrese Chambers has a 32-yard touchdown catch to extend the lead back up to 10. And it's just one of those things where it's like they're close. They are close, but at the same time, it's just not enough. And I want to say you have to play a perfect game, or you have to play a pretty good game when you're bringing your A game against a team like Bay Area, Arizona. And again, I say that knowing Tucson beat Arizona, but you got to keep doing it at a consistent level. But looking at all of this, all things considered, very good rushing day for both sides. Josh Jones rushing how he does, Josh Tomas rushing how he does, Reyna rushing, Jameis Williams. Nice to see Devontae Sapp-Lynch back in there too. So maybe there's a way that you can get some rushing for both sides. Defense for both sides left a little bit to be desired, but Tucson was able to get some tackles for a loss. They were able to get some sacks. They were able to pick off Josh Jones, and Bay Area as well, able to get some sacks. They got 2-3 sacks on Jorge Reyna. They have an interception, what have you. So, I mean, both defenses played pretty well. You do have the kickoff return. For, I just lost it. Hold on, let me go check. This is great. The kickoff return for Josh Tomas. At the end of the second half. And that was one of those things where Tucson got within a touchdown, 33-26. Tomas touchdown return. there you have it. So they go right back up to what, 14? So I just can't get over the hump. But there we have it. Let's go take a look at our bets, and we'll get on out of here. After the last week we just had, I'm taking every single one of these for granted. Thank you, Tulsa. Not even close. Under 79.5, and Bay Area hit 68. So maybe if you played a fifth quarter, Bay Area could have hit the over by themselves. But yeah, so nope, not this time. And there you have it for our Friday Week 9 recap. 2 games recapped from the Friday slate from Week 9. Chugging along, trying to get caught back up from this Week 10 as we transition into Week 11. So I'm still trying not to be 2 weeks behind here, so trying to get these out when I can. So again, as always, appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this stuff as we get caught back up. It truly means the world that you guys click on this and watch and get my perspective and form your own opinions, whether right, wrong, or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I just like doing this stuff, and I guess talking to my camera, thinking it as a form of therapy. So, but yeah, no, I've got my own therapist. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, if you guys want to like, comment, share, subscribe, it means the world to me. If you don't, I don't care. I love putting out these videos, love watching these games, recapping, watching the games live, doing everything like that, and slowly but surely turning my brain into mush as every play molds into themselves. So anyhow, going to take off here. Still have plenty more to recap as we get caught back up over this weekend. Till then, I will see you in the next video. See ya.